Hi everyone, we are here at Instagram's office in LA, and we are with Fifth Harmony and 17 Magazine.
Yeah.
And we are here today to talk about #PerfectlyMe, which is a campaign that highlights the amazing supportive communities of people both on Instagram and off Instagram who are supporting body positivity, eating disorder recovery, and just self-acceptance in general. And so we have these amazing people here today because 17 Magazine's most recent issue was about body confidence, and who better to have on the cover than Fifth Harmony.
Thank you so much! Yay!
And
We're happy to be here.
Yes. And we also have two amazing 17-year-old girls who are also featured in the magazine for being like awesome leaders in that space of promoting body positive and confidence in general. And then I'm from Instagram, and I work on the policy team, and Instagram is deeply, deeply committed to being the kindest, safest platform online, because we just see the amount of people connecting around shared things, especially body positivity. And for me, I see all different kinds of communities, and the body positive community is the strongest one on Instagram. And so we want to keep it that way. And so viewers, we will be accepting a couple questions at the end, so please submit your questions, both to Fifth Harmony's account, 17's account. But yeah, before we dive into the fun stuff, I like to kind of warm up, and so I thought it would be fun to just ask you guys if you have a favorite Instagram account.
Ooh, so many.
I have one.
You go first.
Solange Knowles.
Yes.
Perfect. I just love that I feel like I see her soul through her Instagram, and just artistically it's different than anybody else's visually.
Yeah. She's an artist.
She really is. Down to the way that she lays out her stage and like her colors, and she has like a common thread or a color scheme is really, really dope.
I love, in the body positivity light, the Naked Diaries, I love
that account.
That account, it's amazing. Amazing account. There's just like women and men just like talking about their bodies and different pictures of stuff that like when you see it you think it was something that like, you know, people are like, oh, that they don't like that about her, but then it's them accepting themselves and loving themselves, and they write a whole thing about it, and it's really
That's
amazing.
outstanding.
Yeah, so the Naked Diaries on Documedia, I love them. They're so woke. I get all my information from there, and then obviously not all my information, but yes, Lady Phoenix. I love. It's an art account. It's amazing.
That's awesome. I gotta check some of those out later. Well, I know it's Solange. Solange is like freaking.
I love Lost.
But I have to check yours. Okay, this ties. There's two into one. I love the Wonder Woman film.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that film. Like,
film is amazing.
literally, it's really incredible. I'm genuinely obsessed with.
Why did it take that long to create one? We need more.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. She is okay. Actually, years ago, in 1995, I believe, there was a film called Terminator 2 that was made. And yes, I'm very passionate about this. There was a female heroine named Sarah Connor, and I believe she really opened up that door. But we do. I mean, it's been 1995. We need a lot more than that. But Wonder Woman, I'm obsessed. I love everything she stands for. She's my favorite superhero. I'm gonna be here for Halloween. I already know. As soon as I saw the film, I was like, I'm gonna for my birthday. I mean,
It's an amazing.
No, I love it because that film really has just inspired me and hit me on an emotional level and on like a spiritual level too.
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
You have to watch it. I'm watching it again.
Still have it.
I'm watching it for the time tonight, guys.
It was one of the best movies.
It's incredible. I can talk on and on about it. Sorry, we're talking about Instagram. Okay. And Gal Gadot, because she plays Wonder Woman. I think she's so.
She's gorgeous.
She was like pregnant while she filmed that.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. She was pregnant while
5 months.
filming it. Wow. Yeah, she's so obviously she's gorgeous, but she's so humble and down to earth, and she's so just charismatic, and the things she posts about are beautiful, and she talks about love on her Instagram account, and I just admire all of those things. She's one of my inspirations.
Cool. I love that. Wow. Now I'm the last one.
It's all good. If anyone else has ones that want to pop into.
Well, Bad Gal Riri is like number one for me.
Girl. Oh, yes.
I love Zendaya. I love how fashion forward she is, and that she's herself. You can totally see who she is off of the camera, off of Disney, and she's down to her roots. You know, she's from the Bay, and I love that she's still herself. I respect that. So I love her, and I love, in the light of body positivity, I love Amy Graham. She is definitely
Ashley
Graham. Sorry,
Ashley Graham. Yeah,
we just came back.
Yeah,
from recording
we're
last night,
exhausted,
so
too.
I'm like,
Ashley Graham.
Ashley.
love Ashley Graham.
She's amazing.
I just love what she
She's-
stands for.
She's gorgeous.
Beautiful, and I love that she's doing
Stunning.
all these.
She
things.
has a book too out.
and she has a book. Okay,
And
cool.
a clothing line.
And
I'm
a
sorry.
book.
She's a bad bitch.
She really is.
Proud of
really
her.
is.
Just representing for plus size women. Like we need more women like that to represent because you know, for me growing up, I
Plus
grew up,
size.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
grew up being kind of thick, so I always categorized myself as a big girl. And just me being amongst so many young girls my age, I always saw myself kind of different than them, and it kind of hurt my my self-esteem literally because I was like, yo, how do I deal with this? Like, am I the only one that's different? Am I the only one going through this or thinking that I need to be a certain way? But I love what she stands for, and it makes me so proud just because she's representing for women out there who also need that representation. And I also really, really love poems porn. Sorry, that's what it's called. It's yeah, poems porn. It's really good.
I think there's one called food porn. Food porn.
Yes, there is.
That one
The
is
food,
literally.
Yeah.
Naughty
The
Fork.
desserts.
Wait,
Naughty
I'm gonna go
Fork.
with the food.
Okay. Follow Naughty Fork.
This is amazing. I love it. So diverse.
Oh, daddy issues. If you guys want memes, if you guys want funny memes.
Funny memes.
Oh, the shade room.
I was gonna say
Now we can't stop.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Gotta
that's
cap
good.
it.
Girls, do you have an account that you guys like to follow?
Mine would be Ashley Graham too because
Yes.
I'm a plus model myself. Like that's what I've been doing for like the past 4 years. So
Beautiful.
yeah, thank you. And I've always like looked up to her as like for especially off America's Next Top Models, how
Yes.
she tried
Yes.
to talk to the girls and get them through all the struggles that they've been through. So she would be mine definitely.
Mine is an account called Fierce to Fit. I'm actually kind of friends with her. She's made it pretty big in the fitness industry, but she's recovering from anorexia, and she turned to fitness and lifting weights, and now she's recovered completely, and I'm really proud of her.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. I love this.
A really good segue. I would love to hear from you guys. I mean, you are such leaders and champions of women empowerment, body positivity.
Thank you so much.
From what's in your music to what you say on your Instagram, like it just you can feel it radiating off of you. And so I mean, it seems really natural. Why 17 would you put you on the cover? But of all the different things that we could get behind or stand behind, like why do you guys feel it is so important to talk about body positivity?
Well, we're twins, basically, guys. Sorry, we talk at the same time. Said same things. You go first.
Okay. I feel like we're all definitely different body types, and we all kind of are different ethnicities. We come from different places, so it is just kind of, I think, natural, like you said, that we kind of be poster children for that because we're all different women, and we embrace ourselves and we love ourselves, or we've learned to. And we've gotten to a place where we do because of empowering each other, and because of even that, like I feel like a lot of the reason why I came to love myself was because of the fans and having to talk about these kinds of things and address them and them asking me advice about it and me giving them advice and being like, why don't you listen to your own advice? You know what I mean? Like, how are you giving this advice but then never, like when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, all you talk about are all the things you hate about yourself. Why are you doing that? And then when I realized that shift happened, and that's I think what happened for all of us.
Same.
I think that it also has to do with feeling represented
Yes.
and being able to look in a magazine or looking on TV or even watching America's Next Top Model and being able to see yourself in somebody else. So the fact that you even have Ashley Graham to look up to speaks volumes, and I think that that's beautiful, and that's also something that we want to do for so many women, and even beyond, you know, body type, but just like us all being culturally like just different, and we have different minds, we have different brains, we have different beliefs, but ultimately like we still at the end of the day exude love and respect each other. And the fact that, you know, I'm a black girl, you guys are Latin, Diana's Polynesian, I just think that that's just so beautiful, and it's amazing how we can all just come together and make our dream come true, you know?
Yeah, and for all the like there's so many women out there who hate themselves because of their bodies, and it's so sad to me because we're so much more than our bodies, and we're like, since we're like, from the day we're born, we're literally told so often to watch what we wear, or to sit smaller, be smaller, like, stop, don't show off who you are. And like, this is just a vessel for the soul, you know what I mean? And there's so much more to the soul than just the outer appearance. And it's sad how many women never reach their full potential because they're so worried about what they look like and what people think of them.
Yeah, it's so true.
I think it starts at a young age, like in your teenage
You have to
years.
start
It starts
young.
like at 11, 10 years old, even 12.
I was
Girl.
5th grade for me. I was
That's
called
where it
fat, and it
starts.
messed
And that's
me
what
up.
messes you up.
remember
But
Oh yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
just programmed in
Really
us
do.
at that age to like be a certain way. And I think for me, like being amongst so many kids at school, you have to learn to not categorize yourself as just one
Kind.
one type. And I think that's why it's necessary for you to always embrace yourself and know that there's somebody else out there. Like for me personally, when, like Lauren said, when we would meet our fans in meet and greets, I didn't realize how many girls would come up to me and say, because of you, I love myself and I love my body.
So
And because
powerful.
exactly, and it gave me chills, and it made me understand my platform and who I am. That there's so much more. There's so much more out there to for these girls to understand, and I hope and pray that you guys all understand that you are loved, and you should love yourself first before you love anybody else. And that's how you guys.
And who's to define, beauty?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
we make of our own beauty.
There's so many different types of beauty, and also being a young girl going through so many insecurities and finding who you are. For me, it's so important us to be able to talk about body positivity and accepting yourself and loving yourself, because we've all been to a place where we we're insecure about
Still get there.
whatever, and we still struggle to this day, and that's such a horrible feeling to think of yourself as, oh, I'm not good enough. I need to change. I don't look like her. Like, what? That's horrible. And I almost think when we're doing these type of interviews, talking to my younger self, like, no, you are beautiful. God made you perfect, and you can be whoever you want to be. Don't let that or those voices or noises, whether they're inside or outside, distract you or distract your focus. Focus on you, your soul, your spirit, blessing people with who you are, and following your heart's passions.
Boom.
Yeah. Fantastic. No, sorry, we'll throw some more, but that was a pretty good point. Well, the girls have come together and have a couple questions that they have prepared, and would love to ask you guys. So maybe start with Sydney.
Awesome.
So I know, like, all you guys are unique in your own way. Like, you can tell by like the way you dress and everything. Is it hard to be in a girl group at the same time and find your individuality?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely is.
I feel like it was a lot harder at the beginning.
beginning.
Because we were so young and still trying to find ourselves individually. And then when you're in a group context, it sucks, but you kind of, it feels like sometimes it kind of feels like competition. You know what I'm saying? Not in a negative sense, but just in the way of like, oh, I'm comparison is what I meant to say.
Or
not
outside
competition.
comparisons too, which
Exactly.
make you then compare yourself to the next one.
Exactly. And then you also feel like, oh, well, if she's like that, then I can't be like that because she's that one. She's that kind of
have to
person.
be different.
You know what I'm saying? And we were told that by a lot
That's
of
what I
people
was
that
just saying, like,
you're the bitch of
other
the group.
people
You're the this of the group. You're the that. I was told that. So and that hurt me a lot because I'm not a bitch. You know what I mean? So it was like those kind of things really mess with the growth process because you're like, I have to be this. And then,
God.
I have to be like this. And when I feel like that, that's wrong. And when that happens, that really just messes with your brain. But we all broke out of that like a
seriously.
year ago.
Oh yeah, like when it can be really just unfair when people put you in a box for no reason. You're like, honey, no,
There's so
I'm
much more
like,
to
there's
me.
so much more to me than this little dumb box that you're putting me in. Like I have so much more to offer, so much to see. And I think what also ties so beautifully into this album is that we were able to kind of break outside of that box and show who we are and what we knew we had inside of us, and we were given the opportunity to finally do it without anything else blocking it or any other noise. And for us, that's when you get to that place, it's an indescribable feeling. You feel free, you feel liberated, you feel like
Happy.
I don't have this weighing me down anymore.
And I think that that's something that happens, you know, over the course of
Getting to know
time and
yourself.
getting to know yourself, you know, whether that be through the trials and tribulations and then also through like the great times, you know what I'm saying? So I think that everything that we go through just builds character. And for me personally too, like there's been moments, especially because we were super young, where X Factor, honestly, it was like the toughest experience for me
Oh, me
personally. I would
too. Oh
compare
my
myself
God.
and then like reading comments under each
Horrific.
performance and like down to people saying, "Oh, she can't sing," or like just the fact that I even
Yeah.
look different than everybody else. I'm the darkest one in the group. So it just things like that did stick with me, and it kind of made me not kind to myself because I would almost believe those things. But I think that I've just gotten into a place where I'm secure. I know my heart. I know what I have to offer, and I recognize that there's beauty. That's important too. Recognizing that there's beauty in other women, and you can also have beauty.
Yes, that is so important.
It's essential.
You love
It is essential.
yourself
That actually, what Nirmani just said is so powerful because we as women are kind of molded and shaped to believe that we're in competition with every other
Yep.
woman, that
Yep.
we can't be our full potential if she's her full potential.
Yeah.
And that mentality is what keeps us in this place where,
Yep.
where there's a patriarchy involved. You know what I'm saying? Where we don't have our equal rights because we're against each other. And we put each other down. We keep ourselves down. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have two men, neither one of them is questioning their own ability when they walk into a room. A man doesn't walk into a room and is like, "Oh, I'm not as good as that guy." No, they don't. They're like, "I'm great. That guy's great. Dope." Like, you know what I mean?
We can all be dope.
We can all be dope. You know, and that's the way it should be. Like when you see other women doing great, when you see other women feeling like loving their bodies and loving themselves, like
cheer that on.
cheer it on.
Compliment it.
Don't. Or if you don't feel like you have anything nice to say, shut the fuck up. Don't say anything at all because like that energy and that negativity doesn't help anyone, and especially not you. You know.
That's something I'd like to actually bring up. Norman, I know you've talked a lot about comments and how that can be hard when you're reading those type of comments. I think this is a great opportunity here at Instagram. Like, again, we want to be the kindest platform. We know that there's a long way to go with that, but like, we've created, hopefully you guys have your new tools turned on, but we have like we have a new tool, the offensive comment tool. That's
I need to do that.
I saw that.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
Or there's this thing where you just
I don't
turn
read
off,
the- I don't
turn
read the
off the comments.
I went through cyberbullying. I don't know if you know. It was last summer, I believe. I had to
Man,
step
that
away
was
from
horrible.
all socials. I was getting like racial slander and just terrible
my
images of me were being edited
Oh
and
my
made.
God. Just
It was just really, really awful. And I actually, that was
Disgusting.
great that I had the option to turn off my comments.
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to see
To clear your
those
mind.
things.
Wow.
So I would love just for you guys too, maybe to use this opportunity to talk to the fans of like how important it is to support each other online and like to show kindness online. Because I feel like when I read a kind comment, that like makes
It makes your
Makes your
day.
day.
does.
Makes your day.
you don't want to like.
But then also when you see that one bad
It's
comment,
that
one
one
out of, like,
it
the three
messes
hundred
your
comments.
whole day up.
You're like,
Because usually that one mean comment is pointing out that insecurity you have,
Yeah,
and you're like, shit, she saw it.
you're like,
It's there.
you're like, it must be true.
And it's like I already knew it was
there, but she just
or I already thought it was there, and
Exactly.
she said it.
she confirmed it.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is
Or
like
he.
all the more reason why we need to support each other.
Exactly.
And just like push those comments down and like
Yeah.
each other
As
out.
Yeah, I
women
mean,
and
just think before you
human
comment.
beings too.
Think before you comment.
And recognize that it makes a difference, whether that be positive or negative in somebody's world.
Yeah.
And it can leave an effect on people. Like we've had so many fans as well, like self-harm because of things that other people are saying maybe over social media. For me, like firsthand, I experienced it and it was awful. Like I was devastated.
Right.
Even down to like me being on tour and me FaceTiming my dad and him not physically being able to be there for me and comfort me. It was just, it really
I remember
broke.
that.
Yeah.
It was an awful time.
Even for me too, like just going out there and then like just feeling like nothing, like you just feel like you're nothing just because of these comments that you hear and like people are saying out of insecurity for yourself because you start believing that it's
Yes.
true, but it isn't, and you start creating these little monsters
Oh
in
my
your head,
God, they're
and then
mon-
you
they're
just like it
monsters.
takes you to like a really dark place
Yes.
where you just have to like sit back, relax, look at yourself and recognize your beauty and like pick at the smallest things that you love about yourself, whether it's the shape of your eye or your smile or your hands, down to your heart. Like, recognize your soul first before you start nitpicking on the little things of your future.
Yeah.
And there's so many trolls. It's like, especially
So many.
with what's going on now, we have a huge platform. I mean, everybody. Like, you don't have to be a pop star in order to have a voice. Like, it could be my cousin on social media talking about something that's important or something that's going on politically right now, even to use that as a tool to, you know, use it for positivity and wake people up.
Wake people up. So we have so much information on tools. You should go to Instagram together.com to find out to make sure that you have and protect yourself
Taylor.
online. And then if you are too struggling with stuff and you need more resources, NEDA, the National Eating Disorder Awareness Organization, is a really great place, and we you can also get those tips within Instagram too, which is cool.
That's amazing. Thank you for that.
You're it's just because we see the healing that happens from when people find different accounts that are
It's so
positive.
true.
And you
It's
don't
so
want that to
incredible.
end. You know, we
It's
want that to
incredible
go
how
to
many
that.
people have really genuinely like healed each other. I see it all the time on Instagram too, like when I'm in the explore page, like just like women like empowering each other and spiritual, like all kinds of spiritual people online that just teach, like people teaching through social media, and that is so powerful. That's like that shift in the tool and what it's supposed to be about or what it's supposed to be for versus what it can be used for is so incredible. Because like if we make that shift from like that selfie obsession mode to like to that, this world is going to
And I
see some
think
beautiful
also
changes.
right now we're in a generation where we have like a responsibility for the next generation to come to like emphasize kindness and love. And I think because you know social media is becoming such a huge thing that we need to make sure the next generation understand that there is hope and there's love and that you know
they're the change.
and that
Especially
they are the
considering
change.
the
So we
next
have to
generation
kind of
is already a
like,
part of social media. It's crazy. Like young
exactly
kids,
like
my
they're all over
cousins.
social media.
Put it down, please. Go outside.
Watching. That's the thing. Like they see social media, like they go on their iPads and they want to see what's on social media. So you always have to be careful and like make sure you're always encouraging them and keeping it positive on there for these kids. So
Miss Kendall?
Yeah,
question
I
that
have
you
a
would like to
question.
ask?
Since you guys were around my age when you first auditioned, like, what gave you the confidence to step on stage for the first time?
my mom.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. My
My
mom.
mom's definitely my biggest fan.
Exactly. That's what you need.
What's your mom's name?
I was really confident when I was 16. I don't know
Debbie.
why.
That's amazing.
I was super confident when I was 16.
I was super insecure. At the
I was
time.
not confident.
I had come to, I don't know why, my confidence broke when I got into this group, to be honest. Not because of them, but because of the world and fame and all of that shit. And in the beginning, like all of the comments and everything, that really, really messed me up because I wasn't used to so many people I didn't even know, but never even had a conversation with me, commenting about who I was or what my
Assuming
intentions
things.
are.
Yeah.
That really, really messed me up. But yeah, I was really confident back then in my talent. Like I always felt confident in what I could offer because I knew that singing was my thing.
Yeah.
And so and music was my thing, so I didn't question it. And I asked my dad, I was like, "Can you take me to audition?" And he was like, "Hell yeah." And I'm grateful that I had supportive parents, but like for me, like I don't know why, just since I was like little, I always knew that this was what I wanted to do.
Same
here.
At 4 years
Sure,
old,
all
I
of us.
remember saying,
Yeah.
I want to be a
But
singer.
I
I
was
want to be a singer.
so confident.
I was confident in my talent, but like to go out there and stand among so many people, I was like,
Can't do
like
it.
so afraid. But I'm so glad that my mom stood beside me. She flew with me across. Like it was my first time in the East Coast, so my mom flew with me to Rhode Island from California to step on that stage with me, and I needed her presence to keep me strong and to keep me motivated and to realize that she was like, I'm here to help you pursue your dream because this is what you wanted all this time. So it's like I had this dream, but I was like, I'm ready, but I'm gonna just sit in the back seat so you just drive. Like I didn't want to be the driver, but it was on my mom.
So cute.
And for me, it was honestly just a matter of my parents seeing something in me that I never saw in myself. I can honestly say, like, I grew up singing and tumbling around the house. Dance was actually my first passion, but I knew that it was something that I dreamed of, but I didn't necessarily know how I would build the courage within myself to actually do so and act on that. So it was my parents. My mom was like, it was funny because I was supposed to audition the year before, and I made up some dumb excuse. Something to do with dance.
That's so funny. Like, but imagine if you would have.
Yeah,
And
I know.
if it discouraged you and you wouldn't have.
I would have.
I actually
It's all
auditioned the
meant
year
to be.
before. I auditioned the year
Oh
before.
yeah, you did. You did.
I waited in line and did it, and then I got
was
denied.
before.
Yeah.
The year before. I was
At the
14.
producers'
And
room.
I
tried
knew
to-
I
it
wasn't
worked
ready,
out,
but that was a
though.
preparation for the next year.
Yes.
I was 14, so I went in line the next year, and I was like, Mom, I don't know, I don't want to do it. And I was just like, just try one last time.
Wow.
So anytime you hear a no, use that as a
Keep
fuel
pushing
and
it.
like keep
Yeah.
pushing. There's a
Keep
reason
pushing.
for everything.
Amen.
So it's all in God's time.
Yes, I was yeah, I was working on like music at the time, and I've been writing, whatever. And my mom had really encouraged me to audition for the X Factor. I was very hesitant. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go through a reality show.
Yeah.
You know, you never know the outcome and the results, and you know, editing, which I got a horrible sense of the editing. Thank you guys. But now people know who I am and know my heart and character, so that's okay. But no, she really just encouraged me. Said, "What do you have to lose? Why not?" And I'm like, "Fine, I will." And I sent my audition in online. And I prayed about it and said, God, this is your will. Open the door. If not, please close the door.
Just let me know.
I think
Literally.
that's a really good note for parents to
Yeah.
support your kids.
Support, please. Oh my God,
Their dreams.
it's life changing. They've changed my life. And yeah, like I think it was 5 days later, I got an email or whatever saying
so
that I did.
exciting.
That's true. We have dope
We
families.
really do.
Supportive
And even if you don't necessarily, because some kids
Don't
don't
come
have
from
that
supportive
support
families.
system.
But take that as your fuel to know that you are meant for something.
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
And
You have a
believe in
purpose.
yourself always.
Chase after it.
You can be whoever you want to be.
So I think we only have a couple minutes
Sorry,
left.
just
Or,
go
we
slow.
have no minutes left.
sorry, we talk so much.
But this was amazing. Thank you guys for sharing your hearts. Thank you guys for coming and asking your questions and for just continuing to be leaders. And
Yes.
we need
You
to
are a
keep
leader.
amazing.
You guys are
Sitting
incredible.
And
17.
thank you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Love yourself.
Saving the lives. Saving the lives.